Welcome. I'm Joanna Wolf. I'm director of the Global Communication Center and a researcher on teamwork. And I've been working with Doctors Martha Hardy and Marcia Lovett to collaborate with your MEC-E instructors on developing a 4-year integrated teamwork curriculum for mechanical engineering students. You all will be the first cohort to go through this very integrated, thoughtful curriculum. Now, why are we doing this? Recent studies from a variety of sources suggest that teamwork is an essential workplace skill. It is what most employers rate as one of the top 2 skills that they look for in the graduates that they employ. But at the same time, these employers also feel that college graduates are underprepared in this area. My own research sheds additional light on this problem. I and my colleagues surveyed engineering students at 3 different universities, including CMU, and found that over 85% of students experienced a T problem in the last year. And you can see that slacker teammates are the most common problem. This is where people felt that someone on their team did not hold up, do their end of work. But when we interviewed students about these, we found that students often had not taken the most basic, commonsensical steps to avoid these problems. Teamwork does not happen by magic. Teamwork happens because people implement good team processes. And so the first skills that we are going to focus on helping you develop are how to lay the groundwork and how to lay a foundation for a successful team. And one key skill in this is developing a team charter. If you have not already done so, please go to Canvas and download the team charter template and sample team charter that is there. Now, the purpose of a team charter is for teams to establish norms and guidelines at the very beginning of the project that will help prevent later problems from recurring down the road. We would like, prior to your first meeting with your team, for you to complete some sample language for this team charter. I'm going to scroll down here to the sample team charter. So prior to your first meeting, you should go ahead and enter a row for yourself with information about your strengths and styles. And this is information that you should gather from doing the collaborative you exercises, as well as your goals for the project. Anything that you are really hoping to learn or ways to develop, or if your goal is just to get by, just to do the least work as possible, go ahead and state that as a goal and let your teammates know up front that that is where you are coming from. And indicate any obstacles, anything that might interfere with the project. This is a good place and a good time to notify your teammates about dates that you might be missing or unable to work on the project. Then go ahead, draft a little bit of language about what values you have for your team, what your expectations are. This team really focuses on showing respect for each other by valuing each other's time. You may choose that as a goal or something else that you really value and hope to enact in your team project. Go ahead and draft some sample language for how you would prefer to communicate with your team, including where you should store documents, how you should communicate outside of class. This could be via Slack, Messenger, email, whatever communication channel you prefer, and what is a reasonable time frame to expect a response. When you meet with your team, you all will share and discuss each other's responses to these questions and then come upon an agreement that you will document in the team charter. you should discuss some of the most common problems that occur on student teams, which includes missing meetings or not showing up on time for meetings, late work, poor quality work, and resolving conflict. In the team charter here, you see some sample language from this team. You can borrow some of this language or craft your own. But the important thing is that at your first team meeting, you will want to have a discussion about this, have someone document it and record it in a place where everybody can find it, and have everybody sign it. The team charter is a document that you create up front at the beginning of the project, but it's also something that you will reuse and revisit throughout the project. So prior to your very first meeting, you should download this template, delete the red text, insert your own sampled language, and bring this to have a discussion with your team. And then prior to each of your 3 projects throughout the course, you will revisit the team charter, make sure that you are following the guidelines, and see if the guidelines need to be revised or updated. By having these conversations up front, teams prevent the majority of problems from ever occurring. Without these guidelines and discussions, problems are much more likely to arise, and teams have fewer resources and experience much more emotional stress and troubleshooting as they try to figure out how to handle these problems while they're in the midst of trying to figure out what action to take.